Hi, my name is Justine, and this is my sewing journal. Today I'm sharing how I made this gingham set using two patterns that I have. Hello and welcome back. I hope you are well, and I hope wherever you are, the weather is better. I haven't had a chance to actually wear this outfit because the weather here is less than ideal for a summer outfit, although it is technically. Anyway, the fabric I used to make this set is a cotton seersucker fabric that is a dead stock fabric that I had in my stash for just a couple of months. What I wanted to create was a matching set with ribbon detailing on both the top and bottom. I was inspired by the tie top blouses that was made popular by the Danish brand Ganni. I've already made my own version of this. This time, I want to make a blouse with a different silhouette but still using the ribbons or the ties as design details with trousers to match. To make the trousers, I use this Maccalls 7937 pattern. Now, you don't have to use this pattern. You can use any trousers pattern that has a straight leg. This pattern has two versions of capri trousers. I used option D and I added a couple of inches to the length of the trousers. When I said a couple of inches, I did mean a couple of inches because I'm vertically challenged. Then I started playing around with where to start the side seam splits. I wanted to start the split where it still looks decent when I sit down. For me, that's 9 inches from the top of the waistband. Then I measured from that point to the hem. And then I divided that length by 3 to mark where I'm going to add the ribbons. Then I started sewing the front and the back legs together. I was on autopilot and accidentally sewed both sides of the legs together. Honestly, it's just frustrating sometimes. Well, at least that was just the one leg. So anyway, I then went on to sew the two legs together. Each leg is sewn together on one side and left open on the other. An invisible zip would have been ideal, but I only had one which I will be using for the blouse. So I went for this pink and blue zipper instead. The blue teeth is like the in-between color of the two-tone gingham. Once the zip was sewn in, it was time for the first fitting. I didn't have to make any adjustments as I was happy with the fit. I just wish it was an inch longer. Then it was time to sew in the waist panels, which I had ironed on with interfacing. After sewing the waistband, I prepared the ribbons. For the trousers, I need a total of 6 pairs. For the blouse, I need a total of 3, one for each sleeve and one for the neckline. This was fiddly, so it took a while. I want to finish preparing all these ribbon ties in one sitting because I want to actually get on with attaching them the following day. So on the following day, I got back to it and I started by finishing the side seams of the trousers. I folded the edges twice to cover any raw edges. So that's how I finished the sides of the trousers where the ribbons will be added later. While the inner sides of the trouser legs were French seamed. At this point, I was rethinking how many ribbons to add. Originally, I wanted to add 3 on each leg. Now I'm thinking I should have 4. I thought I should add a decorative pair where the split starts. Unfortunately, I don't have any fabric left, so I stuck with the original plan. Again, not difficult but fiddly part of the project. Now we've come to the last step in finishing this project, and that is hemming the trouser legs. So this time I used bias tape to finish the hem of the trousers. I used bias tape because I wanted to maintain the length of the trousers. This was the maximum length I could get with the fabric I had. Also, I used an ivory satin tape because that's what I had on hand. Sometimes I just had to finish what I've started immediately. I was equally excited and impatient to finish this matching set. And that is done. Now let's move on to the matching blouse. For this one, I hacked the Springe dress pattern by Sew Love Patterns. If you have been following my sewing journey, you'll know that this is my favorite dress pattern of 2023. I love the fit of this bodice, so I thought I'd use it again. This time, I'm just not adding the skirt part. My main challenge for the blouse was how to place the pattern on the remaining fabric so that I would have all the pieces. When I bought this fabric, I didn't know what I was going to make, so I only bought 1.5 meters. There was a lot of head scratching and moving the pieces about before I set the scissors to fabric. I cut the big pieces out first, which was the front and the back bodice. For the smaller pieces, like this center bodice piece, ignore the grain line arrows on the pattern. What was important was for me to get the whole piece. For the trousers, it was making the ribbon ties that took the longest. For the blouse, positioning the pattern pieces took the longest. For the sleeves, I kind of made my own pattern. I wanted to have a split side sleeves to echo the design of the trousers. So both the blouse and the trousers will be open on the side with ribbon fastenings. I am of course picturing a hot summer stay for this outfit. I may have to wait for a while for that to happen. It seems that our British summer has been the hot spell we had in May. Anyway, going back to the sleeves, I ignored the direction of the gingham squares or the grain line. I just tried to get 4 of the same size pieces. After cutting all my pieces, I went back to follow the instructions of the sewing pattern. So the first things to sew together were the front and the back bodices. Then I attached the facings for the neckline, both for the front and the back. Then after sewing those together, I tried it on. Same with the trousers, I could do with an extra inch. In the end, I left it like that since it's a summer blouse, so I thought I could get away with a shorter length. And so I went ahead and top stitched the center part of the bodice, as well as insert the invisible zip on one side. Next thing was to finish the raw edges of the sleeves, and then folded the bottom of the sleeves to create a channel for the elastics. The ribbons on the sleeves are just decorative. I stitched them on top of the elastics channel. Aside from being decorative, the ribbons will hide the white elastics. After that, I added gathering stitches on top of the sleeves so that I can insert the sleeves on the armholes. And the very last thing was to finish all the raw edges. I used the same ivory bias binding I used on the trousers. I love finishing my garments this way because it makes it really comfortable to wear. It just feels a bit more special when both inside and outside of the garment is finished nicely. And voila, this is my Gingham summer matching set. I hope this has inspired you to make your own version. Remember, it has been done before, but not by you. So keep on creating. I hope to see you next time. In the meantime, happy sewing. Bye!